postponed it last week because there really wasn't too much new to tell you. And then on Friday, though, the market started to peel back, and that's something we should definitely be paying attention to. So let's go right into the chart here on the Dow Jones Industrial Average. So we got the 6-month chart here, and if we kind of zoom on in towards the latter part of the chart, you can see, today on Monday we're shooting this, we had nice kind of rebounding in price, but Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, as they appear there in the chart, specifically on Friday, we get the big volume sell-off, and those 3 days are starting to put together kind of an evening star candlestick pattern. And if we flip over to the NASDAQ Composite, you can see in the 6-month chart here, you're getting this similar sort of pattern. As we zoom on into the very end, you can see kind of that evening star candle pattern starting to materialize. So, we've been watching these trends rising, wondering where is resistance. I think from the action that we were seeing on Friday, looks like a little more near-term resistance. So I think we might see a little more of a pullback. But also, let's take a moment here and see what's going on the 2-year weekly charts. So the 6-month charts are showing us, we're at resistance, but the next question we need to ask ourselves is, what form of resistance? Is this going to be for the long term, or this might just be several days and weeks? Well, we need to go to the 2-year weekly charts to kind of answer some of those questions. So here we go, the Dow Jones Industrial Average. You can see the price action has moved above the 200-day moving average. That's that red line. The blue line, that 50-day moving average, is still plotting a little bit below the red line. So it's not full on in bullish mode, I would say. However, price action is above the 200-day, so we might be thinking that the markets are still continuing to move higher. And if we take a look at the NASDAQ Composite, same thing. Price action, though, is even better here from our chart because that 50-day moving average, the blue line, once again, is crossed up and above the 200-day. That's a bullish setup here. So I think even though the markets might be pulling back here, we're going to maintain the neutral bias to reflect that. However, we're still going to be gearing our trades more towards the long side and looking for future long entries. So that's just a few moments what we see here on the NASDAQ and the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Now let's roll on to this week's market truism. This week's market truism is about implicit learning. And that's really the bedrock of what we're doing here. And what I mean by implicit learning is think about how a kid learns language. They don't learn at their early years by following a very linear path to learning language. They're not going through some workbooks and taking tests and following something of that nature. How they learn language is through exposure and in various contexts, different situations, different environments, different people. They're just soaking things up like sponges, and as this stuff is just coming in, finally they figure out the right construct and way for them to vocalize the same stuff. And it's so funny because I have 2 young kids, and my wife and I will always comment about some of the funny stuff that our kids will say, and it just amazes me at how they'll just from out of left field, they'll come up with some saying and it just has the proper context. And the way this is all evolving for them is through that implicit learning, just that basically immersive sort of environment in all these different contexts, and it all comes together as they learn language. That's the same thing that we face when we're trying to learn how to trade stocks in the stock market. It's a highly complicated subject matter. The prices in the markets are changing every single day. Our thoughts and emotions change every single day. So how do we figure out how to do this stuff? Well, the best way to learn it is to just soak up stuff like a sponge, just like a kid learning language. Expose yourself to a lot of different environments and situations, and that's why we try to show you the stuff that we do as far as the charts and kind of the action steps that come from it in all these different contexts and environments, because over time and through just the immersive element of it, that's how you learn how to make the best decisions about trading stocks and develop the right feel and that gut instinct that is really required to be a great stock trader. So that's it. Implicit learning, it's a great thing, and we're doing our best here to give you all we can. Have a great week. I'll see you in the next video.